Good morning. We've been getting a few little odds and ends taken care of this morning here. Phil is getting one of our bins ready to start drying corn into that. We've got 2 trucks loaded with dry corn, so we're going to haul those into town. I think we're going to get the dryer started here real quick, hopefully still into the overhead so we can haul some more dry corn out. And Dad went to Rural King because we need some DEF for the combine. So we'll get shelling here and moving shortly. So most of you probably, or some of you probably know that we run our generator, our grain system with a generator. I'll explain that later, or you can go back and watch my grain system tour video from a year ago. Anyway, I'm getting fuel. We transfer fuel from the big tank out to that, so we try and put a tank load in every day. So we're doing that, checking the oil on the trucks, making sure everything is good so that we can run these all day again today. I said we got dry corn ready to haul in, so I'm just getting things fired up. Alright, it's sort of loud over here, but this is our generator. We bought this 2 or 3 years ago, I think, replaced the one that we had here before. It's a stationary, it's not on wheels or like the one we use for doing the irrigation stuff. 230 kW. It's got a Cummins engine in it. It's really nice. It works really well for us. It's got all the black underneath is fuel tank. So we use that generator because our farm literally sits on the state line. Like, the field is in Ohio, we're in Michigan. It's Borderview Farms for a reason. What that means from an electrical standpoint is that's the last pole on the electric line. We're the last house. We can't get enough electrical service to run everything here. And about 10 years ago, when we were upgrading some stuff on the grain system and realized we were going to need more power, we called the electric company and asked them if we could get more power or even 3-phase power. And they, without checking, without doing anything, just said it's $100,000 a mile to bring 3-phase power out. It's 2.5 miles away. And for $250,000, we can buy an awfully nice generator and burn an awfully lot of diesel fuel. So we went that route, and it's been great. So that's why we run with a generator. Anyway, Phil's having truck trouble again. Something with a transmission code. Hopefully it'll just reset itself and start. So we're going to take this truck while he deals with the fuel and tries to get that other one started, and we're going to go dump the dry corn and get the wet corn out of the grain cart. The grain cart is full at the moment, so we'll do that and come back here and load up again. At the field getting the grain cart unloaded here. Dad, he did pretty good there getting, well, I mean, he did what he had to do to fill the grain cart last night, but I would guess there's between 15 and 20 acres left here to do, so it won't take too terribly long. Hopefully by lunchtime we'll be moving. Well, it's going to be one of those days. The Cascadia truck, no bueno. It won't start. Some transmission fault. Didn't work to let it set and reset. So, is what it is. We have a third semi. That little international one that's down to Berkey. So Phil is on his way down there to go and get it. Dad and I are going to go try and finish shelling the corn in that field. I'm going to haul another load of dry corn in, but I won't be able to keep up with the dryer or the combine. So we decided we couldn't run the dry corn coming out of the dryer into the overhead anymore because it will overflow. So we're putting it in this bin. And I just changed it. I just want to make sure everything's working right. Not that you can see much, but there's corn going in there. We put a tarp around here to try and keep it in the bin and from flying out all over. That truck is a much nicer truck to drive, but boy do we sure have a lot of electrical issues with it. It's time to upgrade some equipment, is what it is. And that's the nice one, the new one. But what I would really like to do, we don't have a need for 3 trucks, except for when one breaks down and then we need that 3rd truck, right? Which isn't supposed to happen, but what are you gonna do? What I would love to do is take our 3 trucks, sell them, and buy 2 newer, low-mile, good trucks. The Columbia that I've been driving, that one's got 752,000 miles on it. The Cascadia has like 650,000. So neither one of them are low-mile trucks. It'd be nice to have something more reliable. Well, look, I'm back in the tractor. I got that second load of dry corn hauled in, and Dad's over here shelling, so we're gonna run the grain cart for a few minutes until we get a truckload, and then we'll have to go and start trucking because we're gonna struggle to keep up here. Oh, that reminds me. Looking at comments on yesterday's video, I did get some about a third truck or having more people to help and stuff, and yeah, that would be helpful if we had another person, or if Brock was around and not working at his other job. It would be a little bit helpful. But we do have a third truck. I'm actually trying really hard to make the argument that we don't need a third truck and that we should just have 2. Today is not helping because obviously with one broken down, we're getting that third one, and it's going to help keep things moving a little bit better. But under normal circumstances, we just don't need that third truck. This grain cart does a pretty darn good job of helping buffer that extra little surge of grain that we can get sometimes, so we can keep up a little bit better. And the reason that we can't keep up right now is because of a couple of things. One, we're trying to backhaul dry corn to the elevator, or we're trying to haul dry corn to the elevator, backhaul wet corn to the farm. So we're adding a stop in there. We've got to load it dry corn at the farm after we get empty. So all of that takes time. And then we're 10 miles away. It's not close. This is the farthest field that we have from our home grain system. And so it just takes a little bit more trucking time. Most of this time, we don't have that problem. And usually what happens is I run the grain cart, Dad's in the combine, or I'm in the combine, Brock's in the grain cart, and Phil can do all the trucking by himself. It's just this particular situation where we need to run 2 people on the road trucking, and even then a third truck wouldn't really help unless you had somebody to drive it. Well, I'm not sure what the last thing I filmed was. Probably me in the grain cart tractor. I had a full load, I took it back, unloaded it. I just got back to the field and Dad was just bringing the grain cart around, so that was good. He didn't have to really wait on us. Phil said he was back with the third truck that we've got. He was going to load up a load of dry corn, take it into town because he's got time since I'm here getting Dad empty now. He should only have less than 10 acres back there, maybe 1 or 2, probably 2, definitely 2 more loads, truck and semi-loads, so we'll have to come back one more time probably. All right, we're loaded up, heading back. Take this wet corn back to the farm, then we'll probably load up some more dry corn. If there's a load there, should be. Not sure. Anyway, it's a college football Saturday, so I'm gonna listen at least to the Michigan State game. We got a big game today. Miami. Hopefully it goes well. We'll see. You guys already know, so don't tell me. All right, since we are pulling dry corn out again, I switched the dryer to pull back into the overhead. I just wanted to look in here and see what we got. Maybe. Oh, open the other way, that side. We got some corn. Oh, it's got to be a couple feet, maybe. It's over the bottom door. I couldn't open the door all the way, so relatively level. We're getting a little high on that side compared to right here in front of the door. There's a spreader up there, that thing that's got them arms on it that you can adjust it a little bit. We have a lot of trouble with those, but it's flat. It's better than being coned up in the middle, so looks good. Well, it's 1:30, but finally we're getting this stuff done down here. It seems like this took us forever. This is what, the third, at least the third, if not the 4th day we've been shelling corn down on these group of fields. But there is a lot of acres here, so it's a good chunk to have out of the way. It's the farthest ones away. It's nice to have this done. So I'm going to talk to Dad here in a minute and see what he wants to do. But I'm sure, fairly sure, we'll move on to the next field and keep moving. Okay, done. Dad's going to take the combine to the next field. I've got a truck that's full and a grain cart that is not full but not empty. So we're gonna have to let Phil come back and get another load. I'm gonna walk back to the pickup over there and go pick Dad up, come back here, get the semi. It's a process getting moved, but we'll get there. Okay, we got moved. We're opening this other field up here. Dad's in the combine. I'm gonna run the grain cart because this field has long rows and there's no way he's gonna be able to make around. I'm hoping this is really good corn. Phil's gonna jump in the trucks and just run back to the farm. We're not gonna worry about hauling dry corn in anymore today. So that process will get sped up pretty drastically. We should be able to cover some ground and get something done here, which will be nice. So this field here, this is the same hybrid that was in the first field that we did. It's 108-day corn. The difference between that one and this one is the timing of the fungicide. So the first field that we did, you'll remember I was telling you that it died of a disease called tar spot, and that's why it was so mature, and I was worried about the stalks being brittle and it going down and having all kinds of issues with standability because of the disease killing it off. Now that field I sprayed with a fungicide early, and I showed you guys some of the yield map differences from the strip of where we sprayed and where we didn't, but that was in June, V5 growth stage, June 8th I think was the day. This field, I did not spray with an early fungicide, but I did have it sprayed with the Haggy at Tassel, or R1, when the silks were first coming out. I think that was like the 25th of July or something like that. So it was basically a month and a half difference in when we applied that fungicide. This corn did not die as quickly and as early as that other field. That fungicide held the tar spot back. There's still a little bit out here, but it's not nearly as bad as that first field was. The stalks are not as brittle. It's standing better, but as you can see, it's dead. It's brown now. There's a little bit of green leaf tissue out there, but not much. So I'll be curious to talk to Dad here in a little bit after we get it opened up, figure out one, what the moisture is, and two, what the yield's doing. Now, right now we're doing end rows, and you can't tell anything from end rows, so we're just going to be patient before we ask him. But this will be interesting. I expect it to be much better corn than the first field. The first field went like 165 and was pretty disappointing. The fungicide here should have made a difference. Let's hope it's closer to 200, at least 180. I don't know. We'll see, won't we? Well, we're shelling here, making a little bit of progress. We got a hole opened up in the middle of the field, and things are going pretty well. Phil is probably not going to be able to keep up trucking by himself, but we'll go until the truck is full, or we're backed up, and then we'll stop and help him move stuff. Let's see how this corn's doing. I think it's getting better. So is this corn getting better? You were almost full that time.
Seems to be better on that round. 3/4 full thing went off at the other end.
What's your load average?
10.
What's the average for the load for the round?
209.
209, that's pretty dang good. Good. Well, then we'll see how the rest of the field does, but the fungicide had to have paid.
You would think.
Well, 209 is pretty good. That's the round average. That's not field average. End rows and such drag the averages down a little bit, but this one is an interesting comparison because it's the same variety that was in the first field that we combined that I was disappointed in because of the tar spot. That field went like 165, so if we're pushing 200 in this, well, you got to think the late fungicide made just a massive difference. That field and this field are similar in their soil types and elevation changes and stuff. We are about 7 miles away though, so the weather and the rainfall could have been a little bit different, but we'll see. So anyway, I'm still watching the Ohio State game. My Sparties won today. Good job. So yeah, I'll check in with you in a while. So our combine's still got some surging issues I was telling you about yesterday. Dad's had enough of it. He doesn't want to drive it anymore. So I don't know if he's going to drive the green cart or not, or what we're going to do, but looks like a meeting of the minds here. That's Phil. All Alright, so I am going to run the combine for a while tonight, I guess. I think Dad's had enough of this that he's actually willing to run the grain cart, which is fine. So here's the deal. Right now the combine's not doing it. When it starts acting up again, I will show you. Essentially what's going on is we're getting surges in hydraulic pressure in the transmission. I've been in contact with our John Deere dealer. We had a little bit of trouble with this last fall. They came out and recalibrated it, and I thought it made it better, but it did not go away. It's the worst when you're going downhill and it's trying to hold back the weight from coasting downhill, more or less. You can eventually get it to kind of level out and steady out like I have right now, but it's not fun to drive when it has that issue. So when it starts doing it again, I'll show you. Okay, so here now it's doing it again. So it's sort of hard to show, but can you guys see that at all? See that gauge there? Watch the power one. This one over here. See how it surges up and down? And see my speed? 4.1 to 4.4, 4.3, 4.6. It's just up and down, surging. And it's a real pain in the butt. So, what do we do about it is the question. Like I said, we've been in contact with the dealer, and the service tech had come out yesterday actually to look at it, and they basically said there's two things they could try. One was to replace the control unit for the transmission. They tried that this morning. It did not help. The other thing is the hydro on the combine, and that's not cheap. That's a $10,000 part plus labor, so I think that's what's going to end up having to happen, but it's also a 2-day downtime where it's got to go to the dealer. So the fact that it runs means we fight this right now until we get some downtime and we can take it up there, and hopefully they'll get it done and can do it. But yeah, that sucks. On the bright side though, there is this. Some dang good corn out here, and it's another one of those rare occasions where I get to be in a combine with Dad running a grain cart, loading on the go. This is good times. It's fun. I think we're actually going to do this dump, and then we're going to have that truck full. Phil just left with the other truck, so we're way ahead of him. So we might just take that one back and go empty it, let the trucking side of it catch up. Oh man, this is good. We've got some really good corn out here in spots. I've seen it hit as high as 290, but some areas consistently running 230 to 250, and then it drops off, and it's really up and down. It seems to vary quite a bit. I don't know what that is all about. You can see our yield map there. This is good corn. This is good. The fungicide is for sure making a huge difference in this variety. Cart's about full. Surging makes this unloading on the go very difficult as well, because I keep, he's good. All right, well, truck's full. Dad's pulling around here with the grain cart. We had to do some end rows along the woods in the back there. He's back here. They just killed the yield. But the ends are done now, and Phil is on his way back, so we're probably gonna just fill up the truck that he's bringing and the grain cart one more time, and then we'll call it a night. It's 7:45, so that's not too bad. We've got a lot done here. Should have 45 to 50 acres done in this field by the time. When we quit the last time, or had to take the truck back to get it empty, I said something to Dad about, we could quit if you wanted to. But he acted like he wanted to come back, but I can tell he's getting tired, so we're not going to push it too late tonight. I picked up a light game W today. Can't see him. Dad's over there and down there. He's you can see the lights. Fine, good. It's getting dark. So that truck, I don't know if that truck is quite full yet. It might be. We're gonna finish filling it, fill the cart, and then quit for the night. Last pass here, we're just about done, and I'm tired of this surging deal too. There's a lot of downhill on the pass back towards the road, so kind of a pain. Good times here. We're having fun. Oh, oh, oh. Saw that 3 on there, right? Oh man, it's the old International truck. I haven't driven this one in a while. This one's a little more old school. 96 model. Alright, back to the farm we go. One thing about this truck, it sounds good. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell that. Alright, I know you can't see me, I apologize, but we got a little bit of stuff to do around the farm here before I go home. Phil he's worried about that truck, the one that won't start, losing air pressure, which will make it so that we can't release the brakes. So he wants to unhook the trailer from it now and tow it out of the way so that we can have somebody come and tow it out of here or something, I guess. I don't know, but we're gonna do that. So we're gonna take the 4020 out and tow it out of the way. That's better. Of course, then he's worried about the trailer sitting there, because that trailer is loaded, which means it's heavy, and he's worried about it sinking into the ground, which I don't think will be a problem, but I don't know that. And well, Zach had trailers sink into the ground up there in Minnesota, so maybe that's a concern, and we should try real hard to get a truck underneath it. So I think we're going to put this trailer on the International truck, which will be fine, although that truck doesn't have enough power to pull it. We are going to have another truck ready to put underneath that trailer. It's all he can do to steer. Come on. Oh, we're getting that. Now the question is, did our trailer settle enough or too much for us to get the other truck under it? I think it's gonna go. Oh, he must be off a little bit. I think it's gonna go. You guys can't see anything. We're good. All right. Well, that was fun. Okay. It's time to go home. I got wheat to treat yet, but it's all ours, and I'm not doing it tonight. So, Phil is going to shut the dryer off tonight. There's no reason to let it run overnight. We do have a fair amount of wet corn around, but we have 41 or 45 acres left in that field, I believe. We have 41 done. And then I don't know if we have any more corn that's ready to go. And we need to start combining beans. So my plan at the moment, weather dependent, is to finish that field of corn tomorrow and then get the combine ready to go do beans. It's possible we could run some beans tomorrow, although I find it unlikely. We will see. So we'll start the dryer up in the morning. Tomorrow is Sunday. I think everybody else is going to church in the morning, so we won't get started until noon or so, and then we'll get the rest of that field of corn shelled off, and things are going well. We are going to have close to a quarter of our corn shelled before we even start beans, before the 20th of September, and that is unheard of. Like, we have shelled a little bit of corn in September before, but never anything like what we're doing this year. We are so far ahead of the game. Oh yeah, this is a good topic. Somebody made a comment about that on this morning's video, yesterday's, and I wanted to talk about it. In fact, enough that I'm going to go back and read it, and then I'll finish this. Oh yeah, I remember. Comment was about how they look back at last year's videos and we're like a month ahead of schedule from when we started corn harvest last year, and wondering why that is, because I talked a lot about the tar spot when we were starting in that first field, and then it made it die prematurely. There has been tar spot in some of these other fields, not nearly as severe, but it is there, and it is a factor as to why things are dry. But the other thing is there's a couple other reasons that we're into corn so much earlier than normal, and that is, one, we got stuff planted fairly early into really good growing conditions. We got off to a really good start, and two, we had a pretty warm summer, and we had lots of heat units to keep the crop moving. And so the corn matures based on heat units, right? Growing degree days. And so it's accumulated enough to just be mature and be done. And the later planted stuff isn't quite as far along. It hasn't accumulated as many heat units yet. And the fungicides make a difference in keeping stuff greener and stuff. And there's differences in hybrids and all that. But we're just, the crop is ready. We could let it set in the field and it would dry down a little bit more. So instead of 22% corn coming out of the field, we could have 17 or 18%. But you have more harvest losses when you do that. And the risk of the stalks breaking and the corn going down is high. And I'm not doing anything else right now. So well, I am actually. I've got a lot else going on. But we might as well get some harvest done out of the way before the beans are ready so we can get a jump start on stuff. So it paid off big time when we pushed it to combine the wheat this summer to get it done as quickly as possible. Now, I don't foresee the quality issues in the corn like we had with the late combined wheat this summer, but it doesn't hurt to go early. So we're getting it done. That's our reasoning, I guess. Anyway, thanks for watching today, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. We're on a good stretch of videos here, and it's not going to end anytime soon. So you're going to get one every day for, who knows, maybe a month straight, maybe a month and a half. I don't know. But as long as I'm working, I'm making videos. So we'll see you again tomorrow. Like, subscribe, questions, comments. Thanks, guys. See ya.